I was listening to our Dragon Con review on the way over here, and I was like, man, that was actually a really well put together piece of content. Surprisingly, especially given how it started.
Oh, it surprised me too. It started that way because I thought that this is just going to divulge into shenanigans within the first 8 minutes. And surprisingly, it really didn't.
Yeah, it actually was very on topic.
Yeah.
And, normally the Dragon Con review is basically us just messing around and, reminiscing on air. But I thought this was actually a pretty good review of some of the content at the convention.
Yeah.
It was like the opposite of the Saga review.
Oh, and it was crazy, right? Because I was just thinking, man, there was so much shenanigans at Dragon Con. For sure, us reminiscing about it's just going to end up being more shenanigans, especially with that particular group of 4.
Yeah.
There's no way that this is going to be like a straight-laced episode, but surprisingly, it was.
And if you guys haven't picked up on this, the two of us, the homie Oz and the homie Dylan, since we did all 5 of the Fantastic Four movies, we are henceforth known as the Fantastic Four when it comes to this podcast. So that's that crew.
Yeah, it's only fair. But, they're not to serious us out here, but just briefly, there's something that needs to be spoken about. Didn't want to, but now I feel like I have to. There's been a lot of commotion online about certain things, about certain events. I'm sure that your feeds have been blazing, whoever you are, for the past few days. And just let me tell you that shit.
Did something happen?
Get a drink. Something happened. Yeah, something actually happened here, and it has gained a lot of traction on the internet, and it continues to do so. And it has caused quite the conversation, quite the stir. And I just want to say that I have very mixed emotions, mostly negative. But just going ahead and coming out and say it, I do not like the fact that WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia in 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that it is just a blatant cash grab that really doesn't have the heart and soul of the passionate consumers in mind. Well, first of all, no one can really afford WrestleMania tickets in the States. Who has the money now to fly to Saudi Arabia and pay those absorbent prices for tickets?
I'll be honest with you, man. I was very worried about where you were taking this.
What?
But
what else could have been mentioned?
You're right. It's been uneventful times. I don't even know if that's an option.
Yeah.
The Saudi Arabia thing.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to do that, I don't know that you have the option because from what I understand, it's kind of like it's damn near a mandatory attendance kind of thing.
Is it?
I think so. I don't think it's necessarily like you have to go to this, like when they did that North Korea show or whatever the fuck they did. But I think it's more of a, they buy all the seats or whatever. I think it's just that kind of thing. And maybe
people who want to show up, like the fans, they can just show up and.
I guess that's just my understanding. Let me just preface this with I do not have an intimate knowledge of this. I've never looked into visiting Saudi Arabia. It's not on my go-to destinations. I do think though that okay, we'll just talk about it. Endeavor to me is gonna make goddamn sure that we miss Vince McMahon. Like they and let me just say that Vince McMahon, given all the allegations over the years and everything, is a heinous individual. I will never miss that person. But the thing about it is, when Endeavor took over, everybody said, "Wow, they're not going to be vindictive like Vince and all this other stuff, and they're going to make the decisions around what is actually legitimately good for business." And that is correct, but there are incredible downsides to that. I mean, me personally, unless, if WrestleMania came to Atlanta, I would probably go. But, I mean, even I would have to save up for a considerable amount of time to be able to afford even a halfway decent seat to that. I think even the NXT show that was here recently in Augusta, they actually moved people down because they couldn't sell the tickets because they were insanely priced. I mean, you paid $200 for like not a great seat.
That's crazy
For NXT. I mean,
NXT, yeah.
In a small town. I mean, they really have. They're going to price themselves out, and they're going to get to the point where, you know, they may have to do what AEW is doing and run smaller arenas. Ultimately, I mean, being able to go to Raw is increasingly unaffordable for a lot of people, and I think they're going to run into a big problem with that. And they've been very outspoken about it, like, hey, you know, Vincent Mann was pricing these tickets for families. We're not. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, you know, if that's what you want to do. I mean, I was not really an avid attender of their shows anyway, because I feel like it's one or the other, right? Like, I'm not a big enough fan of wrestling to go ball out and really get really good seats. So to me, I got a great TV at home.
Yeah.
That shit's going to look better on Netflix than it is me sitting there craning my neck just sitting in an arena looking at a screen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you can get really good seats to where you're, you know, down on the action, mm-hmm. you know, like either like very first level or floor.
Yeah.
And even floor, you got to get close.
Yeah. If you have enough luck and money to get actual ringside seats, then first of all, congratulations, you are doing very financially well in life, and two, you're still only going to be able to see things from that one side.
Yeah, so. and I mean, also there is an aspect of that too, where, you know, the prices being considerably higher, it does reduce the luck factor, right? I mean, there's less demand for those incredibly expensive tickets, and so, you know, if you have the money, you have a way better chance of getting them. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's gonna hurt them. And I'm not sure that they care. I mean, if half the people show up and they make more money, you know, I don't know that they care about that necessarily.
Yeah, and that's going to be a real difficult thing, a real difficult conundrum to square, just because wrestling is storytelling, and so much of it is built around immersion and passion and just how much energy the fans can put into it. If you get to a point where, like, the average family can't afford to go to Monday Night Raw when they know they're rolling into town, and like you mentioned earlier, Vince McMahon, his whole thing was he wanted to get the family there. Because
right.
If you can get the family to come, then when the kids grow up, they're going to bring their families and so forth and so on. Vince wanted to kind of, you know, inject it into the veins of the consumers.
He was playing the long game.
Yeah, he was.
Whereas Endeavor is not. They're very much on the short-term profits, growth, whatever. And I do think that it is going to hurt them. I mean, if you look at the indie level, right? I mean, and that's not saying that it's the same thing in a billion-dollar corporation. It's not. But if you look at it on the indie level, I actually know, I have a friend who is a fight promoter and a wrestling promoter at the indie level. And he brings home probably 10 to 20 times for a fight night what he brings home for an indie show. Mm. Nobody's running indie shows for like, you know, monetary gain. It's just not really like a thing. Not saying you can't make money doing it, but you're not going to make a lot of money doing it. Yep. I don't care who you are. Fucking Tony Khan isn't making a lot of money doing it. But if you look at it, man, like, you know, I've seen those fight night tickets, and this is, you know, a direct comparison, indie pro wrestling to indie, you know, MMA. Mm-hmm. I mean, those ringside tickets for the MMA show, you know, will be $300, $400, $500. You cannot charge that for an indie wrestling show.
No one will come.
No one will be there. You're going to be in an arena with like the 30 most hardcore fucking wrestling fans in that area, if that, and then that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to assume that at the highest level, there's going to be a similar impact to that.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think it's just going to get to a point where, and it's happening now actually, where the fans are going to start wanting the show to be all about them, and because they're going to feel entitled.
Yeah, and it's hard to blame them.
Yeah.
And I also have to say this too. I heard this rumor today. I heard that Austin, The Rock, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels are all going to be asked to wrestle at WrestleMania 43.
You know, I don't know if you saw the press conference, but you can tell by the looks on their faces that they were asked to be on that, and they like the look on their faces said it all.
Yeah. Yeah, Hunter was doing a good job selling it because that's what he does. Mm-hmm. But everybody else, dude, Undertaker was just standing back there, just deadpan staring at the camera. Liv Morgan was like, I mean, it was like, put the camera on Liv Morgan because she's just like doing this, like, I've been infected with Joker toxin. Yeah, you know, big fucking smile, just and it was hilarious, man. You can tell that they don't want to be there. And what's crazy is that, like, you know, CM Punk is like on board with all this, and I guess, you know, I got to say that there's a very key factor here that I'm sure is affecting the way CM Punk feels about all this, and it's probably called a shitload of cash.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You know how much money you would have to offer somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out of retirement again for another match?
Yeah, I heard that the Saudis, like, I think they put up $50 million.
That's insane.
For WrestleMania. Yeah. And that's just like, I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's easily believable that, you know, all four of those guys we just named could be looking at $1 million price tag for a match.
Oh, it could be more because Sean, when he had his last match in Saudi, wasn't he offered 2?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
And I know that it's got to be enticing, right? Like $2 million to come out of retirement for one more match. I mean, come on.
I mean, I don't think The Rock will do it unless he just wants to. Maybe because he's on the board. I don't know, but I mean, he doesn't need it. I mean, not to say that any of them need it.
Yeah.
But out of the 4 of them, he definitely doesn't fucking need it.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, right, is that, like, these are 4 guys. And the reason we're talking about this is because, you know, John Cena, Peacemaker, there's a correlation here.
Yeah.
But, you know, the reason that, like, I think about that so intensely is because I'm sure that, like, Triple H, he knows better, but, like, the pitch to them on behalf of the Saudis would be, you know, all you got to do is go out there and just give the people your greatest hits. You know, that's all you got to do. But Triple H also knows that these guys are like passionate professionals, and they do not just want to go out there and do the greatest hits. They want to go out there and perform.
Right.
And so, I don't know, man. Like, that's going to be a difficult thing for them to square. I think it's going to be interesting. It was already enough heat on WWE for going back to Vegas 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But now, especially like if you're from New Orleans or like, because you know they were supposed to get 42 next year, but then it went to Vegas instead. And then after that, we're going to Saudi. So it's one of those things where like we kind of saw coming with the Royal Rumble rumored to be going there at some point.
The thing is that what's really, you know, harmful about this whole situation is WrestleMania weekend, you know, all of the big indies, they kind of descend on that city, and like there's this sort of just air of like festivity within the city, and all these indies do these big shows and everything, and it's really a celebration of pro wrestling in the area, whether WWE wants to acknowledge that or not, and they don't. But it always is, and so we're gonna lose that this year. But my suggestion to Tony Khan, if you're an avid listener of the show, I'm sure you're a big fan of mine. I would move all in to WrestleMania weekend in 2027. Yeah. And I would have, I would reach out to GCW and all these other places. I mean, because they're not going to have Effie's Big Gay Brunch in Saudi Arabia. They're just not. And so, you know, like, just, I would do all in the same day, because if WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia, it's going to air on TV here at like 10 a.m. Yeah. Which means you can have all in that night.
That's true.
I I would do it, man. I think it's a great opportunity for them. And the other thing too, I think that AEW and the indies in general have a huge opportunity from this, because as Endeavor, like, people like pro wrestling. If they can't afford to go see WWE, they will start to go see other alternatives. Mm-hmm. And we're already seeing a surge on the indies in attendance because of that. That reason. You can go to an indie show for $15, $20, whereas you're going to pay 10 to 15 to 30 times that to go to WWE, depending on where you're trying to sit and what the event is. So, I mean, Endeavor is giving these companies an opportunity inadvertently. And I'm not a fan of AEW, but I really hope that they, take advantage of that.
Same. 100% agree. And I think that for like the casual wrestling fan, like you said, they will be looking for alternatives. And I mean, at this point, if they haven't already heard, then I'm sure they will here soon. But they're still looking for other places to go. And they're like, oh, well, this AEW place. Oh, they got, oh, wow, Chris Jericho's there. Oh, they have Dean Ambrose. Oh, Edge and Christian, they're there. Like it'll be familiar names and faces that they know, or familiar faces anyway, that they recognize. And this is just the opportunity now. If Tony Khan can get his shit together and learn how to tell more cohesive stories for pro wrestling, and stop just saying yes to everything that the boys ask for.
I didn't know we were just making up a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's a wish list, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
In other news, really quick here, you've probably seen this too floating around. And I don't know the legitimacy of it, but people are posting it and reporting it like it is legit. But apparently there's been a release promo pic for RDJ as Doom. Have you seen this?
I have heard of this. I have seen this and heard about this.
Yeah. What do you think of the look, if it is legitimate?
I think it's dope.
It looks great.
I think it looks incredible. It looks scary. Mm-hmm. It looks imposing. We've talked at length about it. I am worried about Doomsday. I don't even know that as of right now they have a script. It doesn't seem like they do. So, I mean, to me, starting to film something, knowing that you're going to do a million rewrites and like just have a ton of reshoots and like that's the plan, seems bonkers to me. I don't know, man. I really hope that Ian McKellen stays in good health, because he's going to be in another Hobbit movie or whatever, another Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, wow.
You're right. Yeah. Bonkers.
Sheesh.
And, he's getting on up there. He's damn, I think he's older than,
Patrick?
I think he's older than Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, I'm going to look this up. This is a Googleable thing. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
He's 86.
Yeah, 86. How old is Patrick Stewart?
He's got to be around that age.
Got to be.
Because, I mean, he was already, he's 85. Yeah.
Yeah, man. They are getting on up there in age. But I'm with you, right? Like, with Doomsday, my natural inclination is to be so excited and so hyped for it. And, for good reason. The Avengers brand, in terms of his name value, is through the roof. And they've waited a good 5-6 years since our last one. And even though the build for this upcoming Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday movie has been wonky to say the least, it's still an Avengers movie, and they still have the Russos attached to it. Can they deliver? Who knows? The issue that Doomsday is going to have that none of the other Avengers movies have had is Doomsday is going to have to both, in a way, act as a setup and deliver. And I know that Secret Wars would be like the big finale, but at the same time, there's still going to have to be way more setup for Doomsday that the other Avenger movies didn't have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, Infinity War really just got to focus on Thanos.
Yeah,
and Doomsday
Infinity War started with Thanos already having, an Infinity Gem, and no one better than I. We already understood what his game plan was and what his goal was.
Yeah, we already knew what was up. So I don't know, man. I gotta have faith in the Russos. That's really all we can do right now. Did you one more thing before we get into Peacemaker? Did you see Michael Caine is coming out of retirement?
Is he really?
He's 92.
I thought he was done.
Yeah, no, he was, but he's coming out of retirement for a sequel to The Last Witch Hunter. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that like he's coming back for a role in the Odyssey.
Yeah, like Christopher Nolan was gonna call him or something. Yeah, no. It's for Vin Diesel.
Are we sure it's the same Michael Caine? Like,
No, it's him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bonkers. I was like, what kind of money are they offering him?
That's crazy money, bro.
And like, I never saw the movie, but I heard it wasn't good.
I mean, it's The Last Witch Hunter. Like, no disrespect to Mr. Vin Diesel, but I don't think people were really clamoring over that movie.
Apparently, the old premise was just based on like his D&D campaign.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Playing D&D with Vin Diesel would be a wild experience.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it would be like, all right, so the Orc Warlord has demanded that your party surrender to him now, and then they don't, and then it's like, all right, well, the Orc Warlord grapples you and like tosses you across 30 feet this way. He'd be like, all right, well, I drive my car up under. Like, you can't fucking do that. He's like, no, I can. All right, so my car comes out and I land on the hood. And I'm like, well, who's driving the car? If you just got thrown, it doesn't matter.
It's a summon.
It's a summon, yeah. Yeah, I conjure the car. All right, okay, I'll indulge this. All right, so I land on the roof and then like I like backflip into the the driver's seat, and then I run the Warlord over with my car. And like a ramp appears.
Like, goddamn it. Okay, man. If I'm going to indulge this, first of all, roll me an athletics check.
Yeah. Let's get this.
Roll me several.
Let's get all this shit out the way first.
Oh shit, that would be. I need to see that now. I need to see Vin Diesel playing D&D.
Yeah, I want to play D&D with like Matt Mercer as the DM, and like me, you. Deborah Ann Woll, John Bernthal, and Vin Diesel and Oz, and the homie Oz are the players.
Holy shit! Well, I feel like in terms of the players, like 4/6 of that would be tremendous. I think that we could. I think it'd be even more fun to play with Bernthal than it would to play with Diesel. And Vin Diesel has played D&D several times.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would either want that campaign to last forever, or I would want to leave immediately.
Yeah, I feel like Vin Diesel is that guy at the D&D table. Mm-hmm. He's like, I came up, I got this really cool character, blah blah, and it's like min-maxed and like edgy as fuck. And yeah. And
of
course, the guy.
Of course, he's the main character.
Yeah. You guys know the person. I just feel like Vin Diesel is that guy, unfortunately. Whereas I feel like John Bernthal would be like really fucking like into it,
I think he would really get into it. Yeah, for sure. Oh man, that would be a fun campaign at times, I think. Holy shit! Speaking of fun campaigns, we do have some Peacemaker to discuss. But first, I suppose proper introductions are in order. So, homies one and all, allow us to welcome you back to another very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the 94 Doom variant. I'm talking about the coolest co-host in the world, the homie Caleb.
Look at me. I've been a Doombot this whole time.
God damn.
Specifically the 94 Doombot, because they look kind of like this.
Yeah. That just reminded me of something really quick here. There was actually apparently it was a very high budget like short film that was made in 93, so it actually predates the 94 Fantastic Four movie. It's a very short film about Silver Surfer.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is coming right off the heels of T2, Terminator 2. So, the whole, like, liquid metal look thing was kind of a big deal because it was so hard to do back then. And the people who made it, the two guys who were really in charge of it, they got permission from Marvel to go ahead and make this thing. It's not very long at all. It's basically like, because I watched it earlier, it's like this kid, he's got a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator 2 action figure, and he's running away from some bullies, and he runs into a fence, and the bullies come up at him, and they snatch his toy, and they're being jerks. And then the fucking Silver Surfer just kind of comes out of nowhere. And I mean, so here's the thing: for '93, it looks way better than anything we saw in the '94 movie. But it certainly looked like it was made in the '90s, but they had money. Apparently, they used a machine that cost $250,000 at the time in order to render that kind of.
Your friendly neighborhood Silver Surfer.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's something that you didn't know. Oh. The more you know.
Oh dear.
The more you
There's
know.
been updates to the soundboard. Are there any other zingers on there that you've done? Did you get Dylan saying "fucking nerd"?
That one's gonna be next. That one will be next. With that being said, homies, we are here to discuss Peacemaker.
Speaking of T2.
Yeah, speaking of Terminator 2. Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 4, titled Need I Say Door. I really like the names of these episodes.
James Gunn really went in on the titles of the episodes. While the opening dance number is still not great. It's more the song than it is the dance, but have you noticed the subtle variations in the dance?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, so like they recorded like a ton of the dance, and each episode is chopped a little differently.
Interesting.
And they focus on certain characters more. So like Michael Rooker has always been in there, but like they didn't do his solo shot until this episode.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the intro is slightly different week over week. Because like in the first episode, it focused more on the little Reaper alien guy.
Yeah.
Or the collector guy. And he's all in the background now.
Right.
And so yeah, and also I think it was episode 2, there's more Eagly. Oh. And so like it changes a little bit based on each episode, which I think is really interesting.
That is. Huh. I was just thinking about that then. If they focused on Eagly in episode 2, episode 3 was like the big Eagly focused episode, wasn't it?
No, it was 2.
It was 2? Okay.
Yeah, it's the end of 2 where he fucks everybody up.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah, okay. So I guess that's something to kind of look for then. I never even noticed it though.
Yeah. Also, what was it? The homie Kay the other day walks in the room and I'm like starting an episode of Peacemaker. And she's like, this is weird. And it was during the opening number. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, it's Peacemaker. It's like, this is always like this. Yeah. I was like, the opening is real weird. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah, everybody just kind of deadpans as they do this ridiculous ass dance. She was like, how do they keep a straight face? I was like, I don't know. I was like, they have to crack several times. Everybody other than John Cena probably breaks multiple times.
They would need to put me in like a full body suit. You know?
I would at least have to get some like earplugs or something so that I couldn't hear anything other than the music. Yeah. And that would probably do it for me. But yeah, I mean, so I was like, well, this is weird. I was like, but like, it's also a huge downgrade. And so we showed her the original opening credits from season 1 and she was like, okay, that was fucking hilarious and amazing. I was like, yeah. So even if you have not seen, even if you are not used to, do you really want to taste it? Mm-hmm. Someone who we had a control test subject. They had never seen the original. They saw the season 2 one and was like, no. And then we showed them, do you want to taste it? And they loved it. So we're not just biased. Yeah. There's a clear objective difference in the quality.
No, there is. And poor James Gunn, I haven't found anyone yet who likes the second one, particularly more than the first one.
Yeah, the range of emotions I have that I have seen are it's okay to hate it.
Yeah.
Mid to awful, meh to bad.
Yeah, I think it's meh. You know, I haven't got to the point where I skip it. You know, I think that it's grown on me about as much as it can, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't actively hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. If it were me, I would change the dance every season, and I would have just stuck to "Do You Really Want to Taste It?" Mm-hmm. But
I mean, he took a swing, So
I mean, it's James Gunn, man. He's doing a really good job. I think the episode overall, I really enjoyed it. I think that we've gotten into that. I think the season opener is kind of its own really good episode that kind of sets the whole season up. But then after that, I feel like ever since then, we've been in this kind of back and forth where it's like, episode 2 was very much a setup episode.
Yep.
Episode 3 had a lot of payoff. Mm-hmm. Episode 4, the episode we're talking about tonight, a lot of setup. Mm-hmm. And then the next episode seems like it's going to be a lot of payoff. So.
Yeah. I 1,000% agree with that assessment. But it's one of those things where it's not that this is a bad episode. I actually really enjoy this episode. It's just that not every single episode is going to be a knock your socks off, balls to the wall. Like that's just not how serialized TV works.
Yeah. I gotta say, before we go further, I think John Economos steals this episode.
Oh yeah.
I think he is the star of this episode. He's been great all season, but like he fucking kills it this episode.
He does. I love everything he does this episode. I would say he's first, and then for me, second, I would have to put Rick Flag Sr.
Yeah.
I really like the stuff he has here. I like the thing that I like about both Economos and Rick Flag Sr. is like the complexities of their characters in this episode. It's because we get to see Economos really. We get to see how much he's grown since we first saw him in the Suicide Squad. From that point to now, like he still is that same person, but he is trying so hard to be like a more bold and brave and assertive person than what he used to be.
Yeah.
And with Rick Flag Sr., he is actively being antagonistic towards our protagonist, but at the same time, we've only ever seen Rick Flag Sr. be in a protagonistic position, really.
Right.
And so it's interesting seeing him. I mean, you can say that he's definitely justified in everything he's doing, but there is a personal vindictive flair to what he's doing as well. Like, he's just not trying to arrest Peacemaker because he's breaking potential intergalactic laws, which he is by having that doorway, but it's also because you killed my fucking son. So it's definitely interesting to me, gotta say.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into this thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of Rick Flag Sr., we got some very interesting kind of stuff from him in here. We even got a Creature Commandos kind of reference where he talks about being in the hospital or whatever. Yeah, and he was in the hospital because Clayface beat the dog shit out of him.
Yes. Yeah. Him and Frankenstein got their asses whooped by Clayface.
Yeah, which, Clayface has got his own movie next year.
So. Yeah. Which I'm really excited for that.
Me too.
So this episode picks up 35 years ago, and there is a Smith family hunting trip, and the dad, they all spot an alien, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was very Harry Potter house elf looking.
I have to take your word on that one.
All right. Well, not necessarily. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
Yeah. But I love this sequence where we kind of got some backstory on why they have this fucking door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the doorway was something that. Oh wow! Yeah, that is
similar.
That is very similar to what it looked like. Yeah. Now I'm not a hunter or anything, but I don't know what my reaction would be if I'm off in the woods and I just spot a goddamn alien. I don't know if my reaction would be to shoot it necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that outright.
Especially if I think it's an alien. Because if I think it's an alien, I'm thinking he's got some shit that can fuck me up.
Yeah, or like if he doesn't, like I'm gonna kill this motherfucker and start a war with his people.
Yeah, with Centurion 5.
Yeah.
And they got all the technology. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I ain't out here trying to start a war with like the Turians.
Yeah. But no, fucking, Chris's dad, Chris and Keith, the dad, T-1000,
Yeah.
just puts a fucking slug in this alien, and he dead. And then they spot the doorway, and Chris, Peacemaker, spots the device that we later on learn is used to control the doorway, or at least to relocate it.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting sequence, and it got me thinking, like, we needed to know more about this doorway and where it came from, but the answer only sparked more questions.
Yeah. It really did.
But yeah, what you think about this scene?
I thought the whole thing here was great. I mean, the whole backstory of the door, the concept of the episode where they're going to move it so that they can't get access to it. Because, I mean, this thing is real powerful. Mm-hmm. But it does beg the question of, like, okay, if this alien dropped this door, when this device is used to move the door, does it move it in all of the dimensions? Because, I mean, we've only seen one other dimension, but in at least one other dimension, his dad has this door in his house.
Yeah, well, I would assume that there's a different device in all the universes, right? Because if so, then it would be the same door that they'd all walk through, right?
You mean like there's like each one can be moved independently?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out, right? Because he's going to go back to the other dimension probably in the next episode. Mm-hmm. So if he ends up in the cabin in that universe, we'll know that the device moves the door in all the universes.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be some trippy shit. But also, the other thing that we technically don't know is which universe this scene takes place in.
Well, we can fairly assume that it's the Earth 1 Prime universe.
I mean, we can, but there's no context clues that says that this same thing didn't happen in the other universe.
That's true. Well, other than that, we know the dad isn't a huge dick bag necessarily.
Now.
Yeah, that's true. He could have been previously, mm-hmm. But also, like, we know that this scene definitely happened in our universe, at least in the main universe, because our version of Peacemaker knows how to use the device. Mm-hmm. So it could have happened in both. That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
And then the one universe, Christopher Smith is a he's a collector, and so
he's an alien.
Yeah. His whole family are collectors. They're all aliens, and that's where the guy comes in there to burn the rat thing or whatever.
Jesus Christ. That also needs answering as well.
Yeah, I really need to know more about that thing.
Yeah. Things just aren't entirely clicking here. I'm going to let James Gunn cook. He's got three more episodes to cook, and I'm going to let him cook.
4 more.
4 more?
That's episode 4. There's 8.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So he's got 4. Yeah.
And apparently them back 3 are going to be crazy. So.
Yeah. Which I'm stoked. The next big thing we kind of get here is that Argus is en route to Peacemaker's house, and in this scene we get a lot of back and forth banter between Economos and Judomaster. Judomaster's taking it real personal about being hit viciously with the car by Economos.
Yeah.
I think I might be able to understand.
Yeah, I mean, Judomaster's just kind of an asshole, and I love that Economos just fucking hates him. Mm-hmm. I also love Economos outing Fleury in the car ride.
Oh, yeah.
And like, also, Michael Rooker is just perfect in this episode every time he's on screen. And I love how, Economos is calling out Fleury for like he winked at me or whatever. And he's like, I winked at him to say like, we're all in this together or whatever. Yeah. She's like, since when does that mean we're all in this together? And then fucking Michael Rooker's character, the eagle hunter, comes in and he's like, I hunted eagles in the mountains, blah, 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 and I ain't never had not one motherfucker wink at me to say we're all in this together.
What a fucking team this is.
Yeah, it's really off the chain. And I can't remember the nickname for like the red shirt guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
The just random Argus agent.
Yeah, he lives this episode.
Yeah, he did live. Yeah. Again.
Yeah. Man, he's keeping it up. He might make a name for himself.
Did you watch the post-credit scene?
Yes. It's just an extended cut of the Eagle shit sample.
Yeah, you know Michael Rooker had to have just fucking gone off with that.
I could never be an actor, I realized, because I would have broke if I was standing there in Economos' role. Yeah.
He had to have just improv that whole
had to
bit.
have.
Yeah.
He got so specific. And I love how Economos was like, there's no way you can know that.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way you know what that tastes like. He's like, this eagle eats better than I do.
The hints of cold cuts and fucking,
It was caviar and all kinds of shit, yeah.
So Sasha Bordeaux is the character who is, I guess, co-leading this operation with Fleury. Yeah. I didn't get her full name until this episode. They might have said it in the early episode, but she's a pretty prominent character in some Batman books. At one point in the comics, Lucius he decides that like Wayne Corp needs more security, particularly Bruce Wayne. And so he hires Sasha Bordeaux, she was like an ex-Special Forces agent, hires her as like a personal security guard for Bruce Wayne. And Bruce was like, Lucius, I don't need a fucking bodyguard.
I don't need somebody up my ass 24/7.
Yes. And eventually she does discover that Bruce Wayne is in fact Batman. And like all bitches, she falls in love with him.
Usually it happens in the other direction, the other sequence of events.
But no, so it was cool to see that they have now incorporated her into this world here. And she does have like some connections to Checkmate. That's I'm trying to blank on his name. What is fucking Maxwell Lord? Yeah, that's his organization. But I mean, so it's just cool to see that they've incorporated her into this. The next thing we get here is Economos. He does send like a warning text to Peacemaker, like, "Hey dog, they about to raid your shit."
and like in true Peacemaker fashion, he's just like, "What is he trying to say?" Yeah. And then he gets to the end, and he's like, "They're gonna fucking kill Eagly," and he's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Oh, and so like you can feel the tension now because the chase is on.
They did a really good job with the tension here.
They did, because we as the viewers were all like, "You need to get the fuck out of there right now, Peacemaker, and get Eagly out of there."
Yeah, we really just didn't want Eagly to get killed more than anything.
So at this point, I still had no idea what the thing was that he made sure to grab that we saw at the beginning of the episode. Right. So I just called it the item because I didn't know what the fuck it was. But yeah, Chris grabs the item and he gets Eagly, and they fucking dip. But when Argus does show up here, that's when we get the hilarious scenes with like Economos and the Eagle Slayer. Yeah. Mr. Cultural Appropriation.
Oh my god.
And shout out to Economos, man, because like when Eagle Slayer has Eagly like in his sights, Economos fucking
he just eats him. Yeah. It was incredible.
It was.
And then how we played it off later, a second eagle just came in. That's not possible. Eagles are solitary creatures. It happened, man. I'm telling you. And then now this motherfucker believes that Eagly is like the lord of all eagles. Right.
Oh shit! And again, where the fuck are we going with this?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. This Eagly subplot is interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
It's gonna end with Eagly killing this motherfucker, I would assume.
It's got to. Yeah. Because like he legit, as far as we know, developed some kind of fucking spiritual superpowers.
Or already had them.
But we never see him use them, I guess, until now. So I was like, that's either like the worst concussion of all concussions that he's suffering from, or he's got superpowers now.
Well, he spotted where Eagly really was.
Yeah.
So it's got to be legit.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually like spirit walked eagly, which was crazy. That whole sequence was nuts.
Right. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm here for it, though. The Judomaster and Peacemaker rematch, we get that here.
This was amazing.
Yeah.
This is where John Cena's like skill set of wrestling Rey Mysterio all those times really came into play. Because like all the action looked amazing here.
It did. And
I gotta say, man, I winced a little bit when Cena landed on his ass.
That was rough.
It looked like it was awful.
And I love that was the finish.
Yeah.
Because it made all the sense in the world.
Have we actually got to see our main line, like, main universe Peacemaker in the full outfit one time this season?
No, we haven't. We've seen a Peacemaker in the outfit, but not ours.
Yeah, ours has not been in his outfit, not one time.
That's wild.
And we're halfway through the season.
Yeah. Wow. Well, shit. I mean, I guess we'll get there at some point, I'm assuming.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so we already talked about the Eagle Slayer being KO'd and he wakes up confused as fuck. That was a great scene.
And Judomaster's extra ass, like, backflipping through the woods.
Bro, yeah. You know what it reminded me of was, like, the Power Rangers movie. Remember, they would just backflip as a mode of transportation?
You're right, yeah.
That's what he was doing.
Like, that takes more energy than running, dog.
Right. Like, if you are farming, I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just Peacemaker out there.
Yeah. There's nobody to see you other than him.
Yeah. And you're kind of blending in, because of the color scheme.
Judomaster seems like he'd be such a piece of shit to fight.
Absolutely.
Because he's just like the most annoying motherfucker to fight ever.
Yeah. And he's going to talk shit the whole time, too. So, like, you can't get a hold of him. He's talking shit and, like, he's going to hit you and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it'd be like playing against, like, in any of the old Mortal Kombat games, like, a really annoying Liu Kang player.
Oh.
Where he just, motherfucker's just gonna hit you that bicycle kick, like, over and over and over and over. It's gonna be like, crouch, leg sweep, bicycle kick. Crouch, leg sweep, bicycle kick.
That would fuck with me so bad. But, at the same time, when I played Mortal Kombat Heavy, I used to do a similar shit with Sub-Zero. As long as you didn't play like a brute, like Goro or Shao Kahn, I as soon as I juggle you in the air, I'd freeze you, fucking kick, freeze.
Yeah.
You ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing nothing. You're done. You're done, son.
Oh, shit. Adebayo comes by and she picks up Chris. I think that Vigilante views Chris as his best friend, but Chris probably views Adebayo as his best friend.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Adebayo, to me, has very much got the short end of the narrative stick this season. Mm-hmm. She's really has nothing to do other than retrieve things for Peacemaker or drive him around.
And that's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
Because her and Vigilante, neither one of them have much to do.
I'm more okay with it with Vigilante, but because, I mean, nothing against him, but he's serving his purpose. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, Adebayo, the actress, is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, freaking, she was my favorite character in Orange is the New Black. Mm-hmm. Absolutely loved her arc in that. I thought she had the best arc in that show. And, yeah, I mean, I think she's going to waste here. Hopefully that won't be the case forever.
Yeah, hopefully they do have something more for her to do because I agree. I think she's great.
But I also think that Harcourt probably has a better arc this season and more to do. So I like that.
Yeah. I mean, and even Vigilante, like with his kind of one-note ridiculousness, he also still had more to do in season 1.
Yeah, agreed.
Adebayo, like, also her subplot with her wanting to start up her own, like, security agency, and she took the ad out in the in the magazine or whatever.
Yeah, like the Mercenary magazine or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he's like, nobody fucking reads that.
Yeah. But she was so hyped for that. I'm like, oh, well, at least you know now versus 6 months down the line and you wonder why nobody's calling.
Right, yeah.
So Next up, Chris, he uses this item to open up the doorway in another location in his grandfather's cabin, I believe. And yeah, his granddad's cabin looks like some shit straight out of a horror movie. That shit was decrepit and not OSHA certified. I'm surprised that when they moved the gateway, it didn't just demolish the house.
I actually thought that was kind of a plot hole that it didn't, but I guess the gateway, like the door needs a like doorway to be in to contain itself. So maybe that's why the structure didn't get hurt, but every fucking thing else did.
Yeah. I mean, it blew the windows out, shook the trees. Very surprising this house withstood the doorway move.
I wouldn't have been in there. I hope that shit killed all them spiders.
Bro, I hope so. But also, like at the same time, we get Economos. He's trying to stall for time,
which was hilarious.
Yeah, I would have made up some bullshit like I have to take my time because surely I can guarantee you, Peacemaker has this thing rigged. All right.
Yeah, and if I don't take my time with it, like I could trigger like a failsafe and it could like implode the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or explode and kill us all. I would have been really going through all of that stuff. But Economos was just ridiculous with it.
Yeah. Well, he said something about a cat, I think, at one point.
Yeah, did you hear a cat? Yeah, the whole thing was just crazy. Like, it was very clear he was fucking stalling.
Dog, he spit on Flurry.
He did, man. Right on him. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Flurry's such an asshole.
He is. Yeah, he is a real big asshole.
But I will admit that I chuckle every time he calls him Ginger Cool.
Yeah. He probably won't say no more, though.
He probably won't. I also like where he shortened it to GC.
Yeah. I thought it was Gotham City, and then I thought about it. No, that's Ginger Cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we get Harcourt. She is still getting into bar fights.
Yep.
I guess she still wants to feel something. That's the only reason I can think of why characters in fiction get into bar fights on purpose.
Yeah, this scene with her and Rick Flag Sr. was great.
This was, yeah. She is visited by Rick Flag Sr., and he is playing his role perfectly here as to what he wants to accomplish. And, he looks around, and man, like her apartment looks in worse shape than Rocky from the first Rocky movie.
Yeah.
Weird fucking sidebar here. Rocky, in the first movie, he has 2 pet turtles. Do you know what they're named?
I do not.
Cuff and Link. The more you know.
I can, that's already starting to wear off, but,
And actually, I might have made that up. I'll double check that. But I think they're called Cuff and Link. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay, that was random.
Yeah, it was, right?
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, I know you are like a Rocky aficionado.
Yeah.
But just remember that, whenever I need to spew some random Star Wars or Cosmere knowledge.
I don't see a reason why you would ever need to do that.
Okay.
So, I think we're good, right?
I think I did a lot of both on the last episode.
You got out your system.
I came in here with a star chart once.
You did. You did. I didn't have the button then, though.
That's true, yeah. I'll have to bring it back.
But this was a great scene, though, between those two. Because she's been blackballed or blacklisted from, like, every single major organization that would ever have possibly wanted her. I don't know if she can get a job as a crossing guard.
Yeah.
Waller really did a number.
Yeah, she did.
But it does make you wonder, though, right? I mean, well, we know the answer. Like, Rick Flag Sr., he can hire her.
Yeah.
But if he has the same position that Waller once had, he can probably undo some of that blackballing if he wanted to.
Yeah, some of it. Amanda Waller got people everywhere.
She does, yeah. But he basically says, look, I got a proposition for you. I can get you your job back. You can have meaning in your life again. You can do what you love to do again. But I need you to bring me Peacemaker. And I'll be honest, I thought that there would be at least a tinge more hesitation. Not really, though.
No. No, I mean, she seems... They've done a good job of building up how desperate she is for this. And it's not like her and Peacemaker. I mean, they're friends or whatever, but their relationship is pretty rocky in this universe. So I don't know if maybe she plans to try to turn this around, or if she just straight up intends on turning him in, you know?
Well, yeah. So they did show like an on next time thing.
Yeah.
So we do kind of see where things go at least a little bit here, but man, she really had no real hesitation about it. Like, you can tell that she doesn't feel good about it, but she's gonna do it,
Right.
you know. And I did fact check; they are in fact called Cuff and Link, the name of the turtles. I knew it was burning you up to know if that was the actual fact or not.
Yeah.
Do I need to
Raging
hit the button?
Inferno.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing we get here is we get Chris. He tells Adebayo that he is thinking of going back to the other dimension, and maybe not just for a single trip.
Yeah.
This is where things get interesting, right? Because last week when we spoke about how there was a terroristic threat in the alternate universe, and it was the Sons of Liberty. And I mentioned how James Gunn could have used any group of people, but he used the Sons of Liberty, and they are typically in the comic books a paramilitary terroristic type group who are there to overthrow the government. And
they're even in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Could you imagine if it was the same goddamn Sons of Liberty? Be a different story. We need to get Hideo Kojima in on this to write season 3.
Right.
But it really makes you wonder what the fuck is going on. There have been a lot of theories online about what this is, and some of them make a whole lot of sense. You know, like it being a fucking white nationalist country or a universe. Man, I don't know if the whole universe can be a white nationalist. That's fucking. There's no good food in that universe. Then it can't be.
There's not like just sodium as an element doesn't exist in that universe. There's no salt.
But that theory does hold some weight. Have we seen any black people or any people of color in that universe?
Were there some among the terror group or whatever?
That's what I was also trying to remember, because that would be a little bit more telling as well. Like, if the Sons of Liberty in this universe are actually like the more morally upright people.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, it supports, the Smith family ways, especially the dad,
Yeah. Yeah, being like the heroes or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be crazy and awful.
Especially if Chris takes Adebayo to that universe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Right.
Great television though.
Yeah.
But horrible. Yeah, I didn't actually think about that. That's a keen eye right there. Yeah, I mean, obviously she doesn't want him to go, so I think he's going to go, and I think I don't know that he'll necessarily take her. Mm-hmm. I think it's more of like she might follow him there.
Yeah. And then quickly hear a record scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that would be interesting though. I guess we'll see.
There's definitely something up with that other universe for sure.
Yeah, man. Like we even mentioned it last week. Like something's not right here.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah. And of course, like the finale here of this episode is, I just wrote down, what the fuck is Eagle Slayer doing? And this is when he does the whole spirit walk and spots where Eagly is. And then, of course, at the end, we see Harcourt, and she is going to be on her way to meet up with Peacemaker. Rick Flag Sr., of course, he says to her, "You're doing the right thing." And again, without any hesitation, she says, "I know." She looks at Economos, and he looks like I can't believe you're doing this. It looked like some shit that he would say, even I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't stoop that low. And at this point, I don't think he would. I don't think Economos would do that.
No, I think Harcourt here, though, I think she just doesn't care at this point. I mean, she probably cares a little bit, but I mean, she's not willing to continue to have basically no purpose in life to be loyal to Peacemaker, and I don't necessarily blame her either. But I mean, it is cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded as fuck.
Because he's gonna meet you there because of his feelings for you, and yeah, it's tough. I mean, she's also probably kind of depending on the fact that Rick Flag Sr. is probably not gonna kill him. But I don't know.
Okay, if someone wanted me to set you up, right, to take a fall or whatever, and I'd be like, well, they're offering me like this really cool job, and I mean, they're not gonna kill Caleb. Worst gonna happen, he might go to jail for a while. He might go to prison. Caleb, you'll be fine in prison. All right, you'll be okay.
Well, Peacemaker actually will be fine in prison.
That's true. Yeah. But he won't like it.
Yeah, that's true.
And what happens to Eagly in those situations?
But you gotta also think, like, Harcourt and Peacemaker, they do not have our relationship.
That's true.
Neither of them is the world's greatest host, nor the world's greatest co-host.
This is true.
Yeah, and we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
They just, fucked one time, and...
Did they?
Yeah, they talk about it in a previous episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's just a shitty situation because neither one of them have a whole lot of friends, and the friend group they do have, you think that they would try to stick together, but it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm curious to see the through line for Harcourt's plot,
right?
Because I don't exactly know how it's gonna play out for her.
Me too. I know Peacemaker seems to be walking head first into this trap. So.
Oh yeah. Especially since he's going by himself, not even taking Vigilante with him.
Or Eagly,
yeah. I mean, Eagly also has to lay low because they know where Eagly is. I mean, they know where the doorway is. Now, they don't know where the doorway is per se.
But they know where Eagly's at.
They know where Eagly's at.
And he's at where the doorway is.
Yep.
And the great eagle hunter is after him.
Oh, man. What is his name? It's some other kind of culturally appropriated name that he gave himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember what the actual name is. I do wish he had been Snowflame, but this character is hilarious. Maybe they'll just save Snowflame for season 3. That still is a long wait, but I need Snowflame in this Peacemaker TV show. Yeah.
What else of substance happened in this episode? Because this is a short episode.
Yeah, it's a short episode. We've pretty much covered, I think, all of it. I mean... yeah, it's a short episode, and it's a lot of setup for next week where I think we're going to get the much anticipated Peacemaker and Rick Flag Sr. showdown that's been in the works for years now. So,
yeah. And
then after the next episode, shit's probably going to be off the rails.
Yeah.
Because those last 3 episodes, I mean, we have even the critics, even the press has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Man, in light of recent events, I wonder how the masses will take if the whole white nationalist theory does come true.
Yeah, that's absolutely bonkers if it's the case.
Right. Too late now to walk it back.
Yeah, I mean, what's that gonna do? Because Peacemaker continuously tells everybody that everything's better over there.
Yeah. It's funny how, when you see things from a certain perspective, you maybe don't see the bad things, right? Because you can only see things from your POV. What do I know? It's just a TV show.
Yeah, it's just a TV show. It's fine. That's crazy, though. Now I'm going to have to go back and, watch the whole season over again and see if there's any POC over there.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting because there probably are some hints in plain sight that just an oversight.
Yeah.
Man, because I was trying to think like, well, they don't have the Kardashians, but they're from like Caucasus, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. There's probably something going. Oh, what about Amanda Waller? Do they mention Waller?
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if there's an Amanda Waller over there or not. If they mention that, huh? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
As to what might be going on over there. Huh.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Any other thoughts or theories about what could be coming up in these next episodes?
No, I mean, this episode didn't really do a lot of, like, kind of the theory crafting stuff. It didn't really open up a lot of those possibilities. It was a very straightforward episode. There was a lot of setup, which I don't think is bad. I mean, that's kind of how TV works, right? You know, you kind of have your ebb and flow of it. You know, you have your peaks and your valleys. And not to say this was not a bad episode. It's just doing a lot of setup and taking us kind of into the next chapter, which, you know, you have to have that. So I really enjoyed it. I thought that Michael Rooker, the guy that plays John Economos, both of them just really killed it here. And, I mean, the whole cast is really good. So, you know, the way this is all put together, it's just more and more for the DCU, and I think that is, you know, that's a really good thing, especially since we're going to have to wait a long time before we get Supergirl. It's going to be, I think, July, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, man, that is a long time.
Yeah. Because I think Clayface, they're going to do more close to Halloween.
Halloween, yep. Do you think there's a chance that we see any of the Creature Commandos in Peacemaker?
I think it might be stranger if we didn't. So, yeah, I don't know. I would really pop for a Doc Phosphorus.
Oh.
You know? Dr. Phosphorus was so cool.
Yes. Was that Alan Tudyk?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, top notch.
That would be tremendous. That would definitely be tremendous. They got something up their sleeves, whatever it is here. I know some people were a little upset about this episode ending where it did, but I mean, I wish that we could have seen more, but at the same time, I understand why this episode ended at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of this was to really hype you up for next week.
Yep. As long as they don't bullshit, you know, in next week's episode, like, we don't need 10 minutes of you know, vigilante nonsense or whatever before we get to the meetup between Harcourt and Peacemaker.
You know, they need to go in next episode. We need to see some movement on this. Because, like, there's really... We don't actually know what the main plot thread is here.
We don't.
Unless it's, like, just the collision course between Rick Flag Sr. and Cena is going to be the... You know, or Peacemaker, rather, is going to be the core of this whole thing.
Really quick before we give our scores and wrap up here, Frank Grillo, I think he was on like a podcast recently, and he was you know, asked about his role as Rick Flag Sr. here, and you know, he said he really likes it, and they mentioned how like he was in the Superman movie and he got to arrest Superman. He goes, yeah, you know, actually I worked on this same block like 10 years ago, and I arrested Captain America right up the street. And I was like, oh shit, he's been making a career of just arresting various superheroes.
That's true, yeah. Typically like America-centric ones.
Yeah. Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets Peacemaker, that would be the third one.
That's true, yeah. Yeah. Fuck him right up.
Yeah, yeah.
Next, he has to be on The Boys. He has to take down Homelander.
Just show up for that one scene to take in Homelander. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be tremendous. But I think you went last time.
Yep. So you get to score it first.
This episode isn't going to remake the wheel or anything like that, but I think that this episode does exactly what it needs to do. For its runtime, I think it is perfectly paced for me. I really like the character work that's done here. I understand that there's not a whole lot to push the plot forward, but this is a really strong build-up episode. It gets you ready for things to come, and so now the dominoes are ready to topple over in the following episodes. So understanding that like not every episode is going to be a fucking red wedding, that we need some anticipation and we need some things to be set up so that we can really appreciate the story that's being told here. I give this a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoy it about as much as you can for an episode of this kind. I like it more than I liked episode 2. For me, that's still the weakest of the season. But for a 36-minute episode or whatever, I thought that they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I think this episode is incredibly efficient. Yeah, it's a very short episode, but like there's always something relevant happening, and they actually squeeze in a lot of really great character moments in that 36 minutes, and let some of the cast really shine here. I actually was thinking an 8.0, so I'm gonna stick with that. I thought it was really well done. It definitely could have used a little something more to make it a little more fulfilling, since we have to wait a week for another episode. But I understand what they're trying to do here with the serialized TV. They're trying to keep you on your toes. And, I can't really find anything that I, like, dislike or hate in this episode. Like, pretty much any issues I have with this episode are kind of what's missing, which is a little bit more. I still think that this season of Peacemaker probably could have been 6 episodes instead of 8. I think you probably could have combined 2 and 3, and I think you probably, unless next week we get a full hour, I think you probably could have also combined 4 and 5.
You might be right. I think it's really going to depend on how the back half of this season plays out, because they could shift gears completely.
Yeah, that's true, but they want 8 episodes. That's a nice, good 2 months. They want to make sure they get that $30 out of you from HBO Max.
Yeah. And damn it, they're going to get it.
That's right.
Yeah. That is our review of Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 4, Need I Say Door. Wonder what they're going to call next week.
We actually can.
Oh, yeah, we have the technology, don't we?
We do have the technology.
Yeah. I can't think of anything clever at this time as to what they would call it.
Next week's episode is called Back to the Suture.
Interesting.
And apparently, it's actually going to show Rick Flagg's funeral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be a big old oof.
Yeah. I was trying to see if we could figure out what the length of the episode was, but I don't think anybody has that yet.
Or at least the girth.
Yeah. Steve Agee is the guy that plays John Economos.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
And yeah, he's top notch.
Yeah, he's great. The name of the person that plays Sasha Bordeaux, I think, is Saul. Is it Rodriguez? Forget her name.
All I know, Saul Rodriguez.
She fine as fuck.
Yeah, all I know is James Gunn just keeps finding these baddies for the DC universe.
Yeah. He keeps on. He can't keep getting away with it. That's gonna be my next button.
You can't. Yeah, we need that. You can't keep getting away with it.
Oh man! All right. You got anything else?
That's it, man. We'll be right back here next week. Fuck, are we talking about next week? I don't think I'll be able to finish Doomsday Clock by Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably haven't finished Doomsday Clock. I will let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll figure that shit out.
Yes. Well, homies, that's gonna be all for now. But we will see you guys again very soon. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this breakdown of Peacemaker Episode 4. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q,
and I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.